Hello, so today I'm going to go over Module G, which is LPAC EOY minutes entering LPAC decisions. So remember that you're going to receive your pre-populated EOY minutes through the multilingual collaboration site. So it is going to be one generic file for all grade levels, which might be different from previous years. And I'm going to show you which columns are going to be pre-populated for you. So you're going to have the demographics and the TELPAS composite score already pre-populated for you. So you're going to have the grade level, homeroom teacher name of the student, ID, EL program code. For the most part, you're going to have TELPAS years in US school. If you do not have this information, you need to filter to figure out which ones you are missing, which ones are blank, and fill in that information so you can make the right decisions. You're also going to have the special ed 504 column pre-populated, and this column right here, which is the TELPAS, the composite score for 2017. So you have better guidance as to how the students scored in previous years. A lot of the cells here have a meaning. So the exit criteria chart is already embedded into the minutes. So if you see here for pre-K, it shows you that some of the cells are light green. For kindergarten, it shows you different cells being light green. The light green cells means that they are fillable. So these are editable and you should be filling according to each grade level. When you see any gray cells, for example here, that means that there is no data required for that grade level. So for example, for pre-K, see how it changes when I change the grade level? So here for pre-K, you're not going to have a composite score for 2017. So you only have the green. For example, for kindergarten, you need to input the writing 2018 score. For first grade, you need to input the writing 2018, the English oral IPT, the English writing IPT, the total percentage for Iowa, and the total language percentage for Iowa as well. So just make sure that you pay attention to the colors of the cells because it gives you a lot of information about how you should be making decisions for each student. Here I have an example of what your pre-populated minutes might look like. Here on the homeroom teacher, let's say that this student has withdrawn from your campus. So here on the homeroom teacher, you have a drop-down menu. You can select withdrawal, and it will gray out the whole column. That means that you do not have to input any information for that student. Now let's say that if by error you see a monitor student in your EOY minutes, you will select monitor, and all of your row will turn into yellow. Okay, so remember that for the students, I'm going to give you examples of what data you should be inputting. So for kindergarten, okay, you need to input the writing score for 2018. So let's say that the student was advanced high, okay, it will turn into white. Now let's say for this first grader over here, remember the composite score will already be pre-populated for you. So let's say that the student was advanced high, okay. The writing for 2018, let's say that it was advanced high as well. The oral English or IPT, let's say that they were FES. If they turn bright green, that means that it is a requirement to meet exit criteria. So bright green means that the student is meeting some of the requirements to meet exit criteria. So let's say for the writing IPT, select this one. So if it turns bright green, it means that it is a requirement to meet exit criteria. So the student right here, it looks like they might be able to meet exit criteria, but of course you have to fill out the all of the information. So let's say that for the Iowa, they scored a 40 for the total reading percentage and a 40 for the total language percentage. Okay, so here you can select, you can look at the chart to make sure what the requirements for each grade level to meet exit criteria. So let's say that the student met exit criteria. You select a Y. It will automatically provide an exit date of May 21st. And here is just for your records that you have sent the letter for the students, for the parents, on that the student met exit criteria. Here we'll select the ESL level. So here it is P for pre-lit, B beginners, I intermediate, A advanced, or advanced high. The program placement. So these students, since they met exit criteria, he'll be a monitor student. So you have two choices for monitor student. You have either general education monitor student, or if you're a dual language campus, it will be DL-M1, dual language monitor student. Let's select general education monitor student right here. And here you can select, you can input any comments. So you have to be very careful about how, if the students are meeting exit criteria. So remember that for all the first, second, 11th, and 12th graders, when you meet with the LPAC, the first time when you meet with the LPAC, all of the met exit criteria should already be completed. So program placement for 2018 and 2019 for first, second, 11th, and 12th graders must be determined, since you do not require the STAR scores for those students to meet exit criteria. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say for third graders, okay? So for third grader, you need to wait until you receive the scores of the STAR scores for the students. So let's make decisions for Cristina Gonzalez, who is in third grade. So here, let's say that their English writing IPT, this is their score. It is a gray cell. Okay. So right here, here, because it is a gray cell, you do not have to input any information. However, you do need the STAR scores in order to see if they meet exit criteria. So you do not have those scores yet. However, here it's asking you designated supports provided. So you can always refer to your MOY minutes to see if the student received designated supports. So let's say this student received designated supports. So even though you do not have the STAR information, you already know that this student will not meet exit criteria because they received one of the 3 language supports on their STAR test. So for this student, you can already make a decision with a no, because this student did not meet exit criteria. You do not have to wait for the STAR scores for this student because they did not meet exit criteria. So now let me give you an example of a 7th grader. So the 7th grader right here, he was advanced on the composite for 2017. So here, let's say that he was an advanced high. The IPT, English oral IPT, they received fluent English speaker. You still do not have the STAR results, okay? And the student did not receive designated supports. So the student right here, he is a potential exit. So for this student, you will select the P, which will be pending. You're pending the scores for the STAR scores so you can receive them in order to determine if this student will meet exit criteria. So this student will be left as pending. But make sure that you have all of the information, you have everything filled out, and there should be a program placement decision for all first, second, 11th, and 12th graders, because you do not need to wait for the STAR scores, because that's not a requirement for exit criteria. So only students in grades 3rd through 10th who are identified as having the potential to meet exit criteria will be left as pending. So only those students who are potential exits, and you can always refer to your MOY minutes to see who your potential exits were.